And so it wasn't that long ago that I myself was a struggling small business owner, just experiencing the daily grind of entrepreneurship. And my goal, trying to create a path to financial freedom. And so I just wanted to prove that I had this crazy idea in my head. How can I take it from here and put it into the real world? And so I actually found entrepreneurship, not because I really wanted to, I didn't really have a choice. And so I was working at a big box gym my first 2 years out of school. I was a personal trainer there, and I actually had visions of working there forever. Like, I'm someone who's actually very loyal. I'm very connected to people. I will stick with somebody for a very long time. And my vision was actually just to move my way up into management. Loved the gym. I loved where I was working. And my goal was to actually just run the gym. It was at that moment though, again, about 2 years in with my boss, his name was Josh Palmer. He was actually denied further advancement. He was trying to get some ownership, and he'd been with the company for 10 years. He had took them from, a small location to this huge, it's like a 15 or 20,000 foot location. It's a big gym. And once they denied his opportunity to buy in and to have further advancement in the company, again, he had already spent over a decade. I was like, okay, my dreams, I saw them crumble right before my eyes. I was like, I am just a warm body here. I'm just feeling a spot. It was one of those realizations. It was one of those subtle things. Again, it didn't directly happen to me, but I could see somebody who was that valuable to the company that they weren't going to give him the opportunity. Like, the chances of me getting an opportunity were very, 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 very low. And so I started looking around, right? And again, my first goal was actually not to go start my own company. I was looking around for another company to work for. But Bozeman is a relatively small town, only about 50,000 people. And so the opportunities for what I was looking for were far and few between. There wasn't any other bigger fitness centers in the area. There was nothing there that fit my vibe when I was looking for and my vision as well. So I eventually came to the conclusion that I was gonna have to start my own gym, and I did it reluctantly because I didn't have any experience. I didn't have any exposure to the business world, whatsoever. Neither of my parents were entrepreneurs. And so my desire to actually create this for my clients though, and to create a business and do something for myself, that desire, it trumped this little scaredy bear voice in my head of Logan, you have no experience in entrepreneurship. You have no reason that you should be an entrepreneur. I just knew that I wanted something bigger and I wanted freedom. And so I ended up leaving the big box gym in 2013, only about 2.5 years after I started working there. Fast forward another 2.5 years, I was struggling. I was 2.5 years into starting my business, and I had never made more than $60,000 in revenue in a year. And I'll tell you what, every single day, my optimism for making it big and for creating this huge, amazing business, it was falling really, really fast. And so I realized I needed help. That call for help, it was answered by an ad. And I was sitting in my little 300 square foot office at my gym, and this ad, it just stopped me in my tracks. It was really simple. It really said one simple thing. It said, I will fill your gym in 30 days and I will do it for free. And I got like this in my chair and I was like, okay, let's see what this is about, right? This is an interesting offer. I applied to get more information. It was 2 days later. I was sitting on Katie's bedroom floor, Saturday morning, and I had tears coming from my cheeks. And I had this fear and anxiety from the decision I had literally just made just moments earlier. I had just committed $10,000 to this stranger I met from this ad to make this dream of entrepreneurship, of making it big, for it to come true. Well, very fortunate for me, that stranger turned out to be a guy named Alex Hermosi. Over the next 30 days, I was able to turn that $10,000 into $50,000. I still have that feeling with me today of gratitude and just so blessed that that opportunity was there and that I found the courage to act on it and just to follow through with it. It was even more grateful though for the next 8 months, where I was very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. One of the very first people who went through Alex's program, and we ended up developing a closer relationship over the next 8 months. When he presented the opportunity for me to work for him and work for this company that had changed my life so much, I honestly didn't need a ton of convincing. So I ended up taking 2 jobs for Alex. And from those 2 jobs, I ended up getting one really unexpected benefit. And so the first job I took with Alex was replacing him on what was called the daily call. And so the daily call was an hour-long support call that happened every single day. It was Monday through Friday. And the call started out really, really simple. He would ask everybody for their numbers. And so the numbers were, how much did you spend on ads? How many leads did you get? How many of those leads did you schedule? How many of those leads showed up to your gym? And how many of those shows did you actually close? And what was the total dollar amount that you made that day? And that's how it all started out. And then eventually from there, it got more into people asking questions on strategy and, talking about meal plans and talking about hiring questions, everything. And so Alex was the one who did those calls for, the first couple of years of Gym Launch. I was very humbled at the opportunity to actually take those over from Alex. So he flew me out to, at the time he was living in California, spent a couple days with him. He kind of walked me through some of his decision-making filters, and that was my job. It was getting to provide support for these 1,000+ gym owners on this day of the call every single day. Super grateful for the opportunity. I learned so much by teaching on that call. And that was what I really got out of that. The second position I got was a high ticket closer. The way that Alex's program worked, he actually had two programs. He had his front end program, which was called Gym Launch. And what it did is it gave gym owners the opportunity to experience his program for 16 weeks. And this was his marketing sales system. And so after those 16 weeks, they converted into his continuity program, which was called Gym Legacy. And Gym Legacy was actually a 3-year commitment. And so this was over a $100,000 sale. And again, it was an experience, and it was really fun because I had already committed that myself that as a client. And so for me to sell to somebody else, I found it to be easier, because if I already made the commitment with my money, it was easier for me to convince somebody else to put their money down, because I saw the value in it as well. Again, both positions were so amazing. Did that for over 2 years. I did that for Alex. Along the way, though, I got a really unexpected benefit. And that benefit was experiencing how a $30 million company was built literally from zero. Because when I came into Alex's program as one of his first 5 clients, like, the company was literally at zero. And by the time I got done, they were doing over almost $3 million a month, which again is over $30 million a year. And it was just a really cool thing that I didn't even think about when I accepted those 2 positions. And so I got to be part of all the team meetings. I got to be part of like the team experiences. I got to be part of like the team meetups and the events. And I got to interact with Alex and Layla and do one-on-ones with both those individuals. And it was cool to see not only how they operated, to the public, but how they operated to the team. Just a different animal in itself. Can I give you my sales script and my initial clicking calculator? So I did a free masterclass. Yes, a free masterclass showing how to build $1 million cleaning company, whether you're just starting one or whether you have an existing business already. And so not only did I share the cleaning script and the initial cleaning calculator, but also how to do a marketing funnel, how to do a sales system, how to do recruiting, doing leadership, all that absolutely free. So if you want access to that masterclass plus the scripts and the calculator, click the link down below. I look forward to seeing you on the inside.